Okay, you'll notice out here I've got 3 lines. I got a center line and I got a line 36 inches on either side of that. So on this center line, and then 36 inches to the left and 36 inches to the right. I'm going to line the kayak right on the center line. Okay, you can see I got the kayak lined up. The keel is right centered on that line, both in the back and in the front, right on the center line of that kayak. 36 inches off to either side. That's where I'm going to line my outriggers off. You don't ever want to go further than that. Law of physics just says it ain't going to happen. Now I've got a couple of sample outriggers from another guster angler that I made. I'm going to just kind of show you what I'm going to be making here, so bear with me just one second. So here you can kind of see, this is what I'm going to be making for this one. These don't go with this kayak, so I don't really have them locked in. But you can kind of see the basic theory on how I'm going to line them up. The wonderful thing about this design is you have 2 spring-loaded action mechanisms on the side of your kayak, and when you put that in the water, those outriggers actually lift up a little bit and just hug your kayak and give you a spring-loaded ride. It's really nice. So one of the aspects of this particular kayak is you have to know where the water line on the kayak rides. I know where this one does. This one rides about right here. Just right about that, where that line is. So I want the center point of my outriggers, I want them to be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches below that water line, so that when I put them in the water, these actually lift up a little bit and give you a spring-loaded ride. So I'm going to go ahead and start laying up the parts and pieces, but at least now you can kind of see what I'm going to be making. Okay, so as we start putting together our 90 and a 45, you got to make sure your end is clean. You want to put a mark at the full depth of that socket. Just going to measure that socket right there and make sure that when you put it in, it goes in that deep. So both of them need to be the same on both sides. That way when you pin this, this is where the pin is going to go in to pin your outriggers on. Same thing up here on your 45. You need to make sure you got a good fitting one that'll slide all the way in. That way both sides will be the same. So when we line these guys up in here, and we take that mark and we just line up that mark, we know that one is down all the way. Same thing with the other one here. Now you need to make sure that when you put these together, you'll notice that my cross ride, my cross beam on my 90 degree is almost straight out on both sides. Make sure you look at that. Symmetry is very important. Now with the 45 degree that's on there, what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to turn that to begin our line out. Kind of like that. Okay, I got all the parts and pieces hooked together. Nothing's glued together yet. We can kind of see that the outriggers need a little bit more alignment. Everything's should be pretty well lined up with each other. That way, as you're going through the water, your floats are going straight, not trying to kick either way. And you'll notice that when I pick up on it, on the kayak, that spring loading action that's there. If I just set it down, I have to kind of come back out here and so now what I'm going to do is the next most important thing is, first of all my connections are in all the way. I know that for a fact. I've tested them all. Next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that everything looks good in alignment, pretty symmetrical with itself. One side feeds the other. The only thing that I can see right here is I need to push this back down in.